I want to take some time and talk about how deep a tattoo needle should go into skin. So by the end of this video, you will be able to click away with a good understanding as to how deep we should be going when we are depositing ink into fake skin and or human skin. If you have any questions at all at any point throughout this video, I encourage you to drop a comment below. I'll do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I would greatly appreciate the support. With that being said, let's get right on into it. Before we get into the technical aspect, I want to go over some contributing variables that can disable us from getting into the correct layer of the skin. Starting off with number one, whenever we are tattooing, if we have a poor stretch on the skin, we're not going to be able to hit the right layer because the skin is going to be moving under the needle more than it should. We need to have a stable foundation to tattoo before we think about depositing ink, and stretching of the skin is always one of the most contributing factors, at least for me, is the contributing factor that really disabled me from hitting the right depth each and every time. Focusing on a good stretch is of the utmost importance, especially when we are dealing with human skin. Another contributing factor is just incorrect depth. So this can be either being too timid and shallow and not going deep enough, or going way too deep and causing unwanted trauma to the skin. There is going to be a fine balance, which by the end of this video, you will be able to click away knowing what that balance is. So number one is having a poor stretch. Number two is incorrect depth, whether we're going too deep or too shallow. Number three for me is going to be improper needle angle. So if I'm running the machine like this, I don't see myself hitting the correct layer while capturing the correct line weight of the needle that I chose. This right here is probably just going to cause unwanted trauma to the skin and unpredictable healing results. When you combine number three with number four, it becomes a disaster. Number four is going to be machine speed. So let's say we have a machine that's a 4mm stroke, but we're running at 10 volts. Now, depending on our technical capabilities would determine where we fall when we are using a comfortable voltage. However, if we're just starting out and we're running at a very high voltage, chances of us anticipating the results, or at the very least getting the results that we want, are very slim to none. We have to be mindful of the machine speed that we are using and know why we chose to use the specific speed that we selected. And for me, the last one is just going to be simply rushing the line. Whenever I rush the line, I'm not focusing on depth. I am focusing on just getting from one point to the other with no regards to the results that I need to be accomplishing. So that right there is another common mistake that I would make when I was trying to find the correct depth or figure out how deep the needle should go. Now, I understand these may not make sense up front right now. However, I'm going to explain them in real time here so that way they do. I want to mimic a poor stretch here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just fold the fake skin, and I'm going to create an environment where the fake skin kind of bounces around on me, just to mimic that of human skin. So I want to show you that when we are focusing on getting to the correct depth, we need to be mindful of exactly what we are doing and why. So let's say if I get this fake skin, right? I'm going to fold it up like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to tattoo this right here as cleanly as I can. So let's say this fake skin right here is an area on the body and I don't have an accurate stretch. So what's happening is under the skin, you can see how it's bouncing around a lot. Regardless if I am accomplishing saturation or not, I feel like that's a little bit besides the point. We should have a stable foundation to deposit lines into, and you can see how this just bounces around all the way. Even if I am going deeper and pushing harder into the skin, I'm still not able to get any sort of consistency just because the skin is bouncing around on me. So you can kind of see these results right here. If I were to kind of just wipe these away, you're going to see that although I am getting some sort of saturation, I'm not getting any sort of consistency that's required for clean, solid, consistent, saturated tattoos. So that right there is a good example as to why poor stretching can really mess up finding the correct depth. Now, that was number one example. Number two will be incorrect needle depth. So when we are tattooing, especially in the earlier days, I know for me, I used to kind of anticipate how deep or shallow I should be going. So when we are tattooing, if we're going too shallow, it would look a little something like this, which is incorrect. And if we're going too deep, it would look something like this. You can see it's night and day. So that right there is indicative to not understanding where the depth actually is. By the end of this video, I'm actually going to explain how to find the depth, so be sure to stick around. When it comes to needle angle, this one's pretty straightforward. Let's just give an absurd angle here so you can kind of see from this angle. If I go this way, I'm capturing the needle and I'm depositing ink, but all of this area right here is blown out, and this is not the true line weight of the needle that I selected. So if I pull a line using the actual line weight that I selected next to it, you're gonna see that that right there is a dramatic difference. So this right here is exactly why correct angle is important. We need to be able to identify the angle that we're using and combine that with the correct depth and how deep we should be going. Same thing with machine speed. Let's say if my machine's running at 7 volts, but I am gonna move like that, you can kind of see that my needle is not only getting snagged, but I'm not able to get any sort of consistency. So we're gonna need to align our hand speed to our voltages that we select. Every choice, every move we make with tattooing, all of it should be intentional from the beginning to the very end, or as much as we can. We wanna be intentional at every single turn. That's just the kind of fundamental rule that I follow. Now, number 4 is gonna go into number 5 where we're rushing the line. It's pretty much like so. And then if the opposite is gonna be slicing the skin. So we're gonna need to find a medium that allows us to accomplish clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines while causing minimal trauma to the skin. So we have to remember these fundamentals are going to contribute to clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines. Now, how deep should we actually be going into the skin? That is the $1,000,000 question, in which I am going to show you now. Let's start here with this basic exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm using a Rain 7 round shader. I'm going to focus, and I'm running at 7 volts using the Easy Tattoo Supply P6 tattoo machine. I am going to hover over the fake skin. I'm not going to apply any pressure. All I'm going to do is let the needle make contact with the skin. Let the needle make some rounds to deposit the ink in there and push the ink into saturation. And you can see, even if I'm just letting the needle greet the skin, I leave it here. You can kind of see how the more time that we leave there, the more saturated it gets. This is the fundamental principle that I build off of. So if I were to go like this, and then if I were to wipe away, you're gonna notice that these areas right here are very, very faint. So if we were doing human skin, these are all gonna fall out completely. Now, if I'm up here and I give my needle enough time to make the rounds that it needs to make to deposit the ink cleanly, I can go ahead and wipe away, and you can see by just letting the needle do what it needs to do, we are depositing into the skin. So what this tells me is it's not necessarily about how deep we go into the skin. It's going to be about how much time we give our needle to do its job. I like to frame it that way, because when we frame it that way, the entire application changes mentally. This part is really important, and this exercise that I'm sharing with you is a perfect way to figure out where the depth is with the settings and machine that you are using. So you can see no pressure at all, giving the needle enough time to make the rounds. Granted, we don't want to do this on human skin. The idea is to figure out how much depth is actually required to start accomplishing saturation. That is the goal. So if I go right here and I leave it there and I don't give it enough time to do its job, you can see every single dot comes out really, really faint, as opposed to the ones up here. When I go ahead and just let the needle make some rounds in one area, you can see that I'm accomplishing saturation by just simply giving the needle enough time to do its job. Now, how does this translate to finding the appropriate depth each and every single time? The reason why it's going to translate well is because once we start lining, we're going to be using that core principle right there. So when I start lining, I'm going to go ahead and taper into the line. As you can see, my needle caught into the skin, and I'm giving my needle enough time to make the rounds that it needs to make. So that way when I wipe away, it captures not only the integrity of the line weight that I'm using, however, it does capture in full saturation as well, as you can see. So that right there is a very clean deposit. very nice, very consistent. There is no overworking, and there is my A and B point right here with no fluctuation or inconsistencies in between. It's not about pressure for me. I don't think about pressure when it comes to finding out how deep a needle should go. I look at the behavior of the needle and gear that I am using, and this is going to be universal to all needles. It really doesn't matter what size you are using. You'll just accommodate and adjust naturally which each individual needle you choose to use. And then from here, you're going to see that if I were to unalign these variables, we're going to be looking at something similar to this right here. Now, although we may be getting some sort of saturation, we're not getting any sort of consistency, and this is exactly where the wow factor comes in with tattoos. We want to be consistent from beginning to end as much as we can, so that way all the results that we put down are neighboring one another well. That is what gives a tattoo wow factor at the end of a tattoo. So you can kind of see the different results right here. It is not about pressure. It is not about applying more pressure to get more saturation. It's about slowing down all in general and giving your needle enough time to do what it needs to do as it's doing it. That right there is the true mental frame that I would recommend trying out and see what type of results that you get. Let's say you're not comfortable with lining or figuring out where the depth is at all. Then what you can do is do this. Try this exercise. So try to hover over the fake skin very, very shallow and see what happens. And then you're going to want to go and apply a little bit more pressure, just a little, and then let the needle work. And then you're going to want to go into the skin, like really drive it in there. And the idea is to get used to feeling out what shallow feels like, what the appropriate depth feels like, and what going too deep feels like. This information is very valuable. This is what you're going to use each and every single time you deposit ink into the skin. So for example, right here you can see that I let my needle catch, make my way to point A to point B. I'm aligning my hand speed to my voltage. My skin has a good stretch. I mean, obviously it's fake skin, but you get the idea. My needle angle is correct. I'm not applying forceful pressure at all. As you can see, I'm moving rather slow, which means I'm giving my needle enough time to make enough rounds to deposit the ink in the areas that I'm depositing in a clean, solid, consistent, saturated manner. And when it's done correctly, when we wipe away the excess ink, every single deposit should be neighboring one another well, which is going to, again, contribute to that wow factor and that consistency within the tattoos that we are doing. It's really not about how deep a needle should go. It's about how much time are we giving our needle to do its job. That's really the ultimate the ultimate framing that I use. So you can see that right there is correct. My hand speed is aligned to my voltage there. And then if it's incorrect, it's going to be like this, leaving back streaky appearances. You can see how the needle gets snagged into the skin just because things are going wrong. But slowing it down, hitting the correct depth, you can feel the needle as well as it penetrates the skin and gets to the correct area. There is a resistance and a bog that we get within our machine, and that's indicative to us, or that lets us know that we're actually going into the correct depth, into the correct layer of the skin with that bog and resistance. So you can see right here, when I chose to slow down my hand speed and align it, giving my needle enough time to do what it needs to do, I accomplished clean saturation each and every single time. However, when I just completely ignored these rudimentary fundamentals, you can see how everything went south real quick. And you can see that the bad angle is not good. You can see too shallow. You can see too deep as well. And you can see just right. All of the results are there, and they are indicative to me that it's really not about how hard we press into the skin. It's really more about aligning our hand speed to the voltage and giving our needle enough time to do the job. Before I conclude this video, I want to end it with this. There's absolutely no need to be forceful, and there's no need to be too shallow. We want to find that in between, and we do so by implementing these exercises that I shared with you here and filling out the bog and resistance that you feel when you're in the correct layer of the skin. You're going to want to create some lines or some tallies even, so that way you can get a ballpark of what it actually feels like, what to listen for, what to feel for when we are hitting the correct depth of the skin. What is really cool is that human skin has the same sort of bog and resistance sound and feel that fake skin does. So if you're able to pinpoint the correct depth on fake skin, you're much more likely to be able to pinpoint the correct depth and how deep you should be going into human skin because of that bog and resistance feeling. It really is like a guide. That right there is how I look at it, how I look at going deep into skin. This is more of a mental framing for me at the very least than it is a technical practice, because once we have the mental framing correct, then we can have appropriate practice sessions that can allow us to develop this specific unique skill set right here of knowing where the depth is each and every single time. Now that will be it for this one. If you have any questions at all, I encourage you, drop a comment down below. Rest assured, I'll go ahead and comment back and assist you in the best possible direction. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as it definitely helps the algorithm and I would truly appreciate your support. With that being said, I appreciate you and your time. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you have a great day.